Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
The Run Disney Magic Run weekend, scheduled for September, has been added to the list of Disneyland Paris events postponed until 2022.
UK Prime Minister outlines roadmap of lockdown, with international travel allowed no earlier than 17th of May, thus throwing the Rain family into turmoil over their half-term Florida trip.
The Fletchers do a U-turn on their plan to cancel their July Newport Bay trip, deciding instead to rebook for February.
I need a bong, don't I? There you go. I was just so shocked.
We all need a bong.
We made it into the news. The actual news, again, is a little slim. We're getting used to this because of the times that we're living in. But what news there is has affected the three of us quite substantially. So we are going to talk about that in due course. But first of all, Christopher, I believe you want to introduce a competition.
Well, I have got a bit of a competition. I mean, it's not by competition. It's nothing.
It's a giveaway, isn't it?
Like, it's a giveaway, really. Yeah. I wanted to give you people that come in every week and chat with us a bit of an opportunity to win something. So I have here this very nice Mulan poster.
Ooh.
Shiny.
It is, isn't it? It's shiny, which would go really nice inside a frame and on your wall somewhere, I would imagine, especially if you're a fan of Mulan. So, if you're interested in winning it, all you need to do is say, "Yo, yes, please," in the chat, and I will add you to a wheel thingy on the internet. And before the end of the show, we'll spin the wheel and see who wins. Ooh. And I haven't made one, by the way, because I know somebody suggested that I ought to make a wheel on my book review this week, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So maybe in the future I will. But for now, put your
Just
name
gave
down.
Lucy a stern look for...
Trying to unfold a tissue.
I mean, she's just not radio trained like we are, Chris.
No.
At least drawing attention to it means that I can actually use it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was my game the whole time. Mark Chester's already says me for the poster.
Ooh.
Excellent.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap away in the background and sort this out. So if you can hear tapping and typing at some point, that's why, basically. And also, I'm kind of reaching over everything today, but it's all going to work.
Andrew Palmer. Yes, please.
Good. Excellent.
Hey. Right.
Oh, hang on. Chris may be sounding a bit quiet.
It might be because I'm a bit far away from it, so I'll turn myself.
Oh yeah, that happened last time. That's from Susie.
I'm trying to resort all the audio and stuff out at the moment, and I
see, Susie
feel
knows about
myself last.
sound checks.
Does she ever?
Because we need a 1-2-1-2 for Susie every week. Right, let's tell you what's going on today then. So we're going to have a quick chat about our current trip situations, because in themselves, I think they're getting quite hairy and interesting. And then today is going to be all about Disneybounding. I'm putting that out there now. If anyone has got any of their favourite Disney bounds, or if anyone wants to, has got some nice pictures of their own Disney bounds they want to DM us so we can have a look at, that would be super as well while the show is going on. But the first bit of news is not to do with any Fletchers or Rains, at least not this year, and that is that Run Disney has been cancelled, basically. They say postponed till 2022, but it's been cancelled for this year. And that brings it to a grand total of 0 ticketed events planned for 2021 at all. They've cancelled all of them. It joins Electroland and Pride. I am quite surprised at this because, like the next bit of news says, we've had our roadmap here in the UK this week, and I was stunned to hear that Leeds and Reading festivals are planning on going ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got people at work like gleefully booking tickets.
So, I mean, they've really taken it by the letter. A lot of industries are taking it that it's going to be 21st of June, bang, orgies, you know what I mean? So I'm I kind of thought late September, France, they might go for this one because it is a huge earner. But they're treading on the cautious side, and that's fine. It might also be to do with other factors such as staffing, infrastructure. If they have had layoffs and they haven't got their seasonal staff, etc., they might struggle to put on an event like this. If they think they're still going to be at 35% capacity, by then it is a very high capacity weekend, is the run weekend. They might just not think they're able to do it.
Yeah.
But Sissa, that's it for 2021, unless there's some Christmas events coming that we don't know about. No ticketed events this year.
Now, when they say it's postponed, I know you said it's not postponed, it's cancelled, but when they say it's postponed, does that mean that next year's Run Disney will be 2021 Run Disney, a bit like the Olympics and the European?
Well, at this rate, next year's, the 2022 one will be called the 2021 because that was cancelled as well.
There'll
be 3 next year.
But what if they were permanently 2 years behind? You know, like in 2026, it was called the 2024 Run Weekend. Bonkers. But it did kind of, when I heard about this, and with gyms being closed, I've recently tentatively taken up running again. Stopped because of my knees. It's something to do in it. I'm thinking, what if I set myself a goal now of doing the 2022 Run Disney? Because it was one of the best weekends of my life, hands down.
I stopped because of my niece. She kept overtaking me, so I gave up.
Oh, your niece, not your knees.
Yeah.
That went down like a lead balloon, Huey. Should we move on?
Okay.
So, call it like it is. Chris,
Yeah.
you'd cancelled. I thought you'd actually cancelled. You
Well,
were all set to go.
There's even a video of him putting his little countdown calendar in the bin.
There was. I've done another
Can I
video.
go back on an Insta story?
Well, no, you can't go back on an Insta story, which is why I didn't post my video on Instagram this week. I used a fleet for the first time on Twitter. I know. I don't really get the point in those things, but okay.
I
Anyway,
don't know what a fleet is.
it's a tweet, but it's only there for a short amount of time. It's a fleet.
Like an Insta story or a Facebook
We should
story.
call it
story, yeah.
a twit.
A tweet.
Carry on.
Yeah. So yes, we had planned to cancel it, and we got through. We got the information through that everything was changing, and so I sent an email straight away and said, "Look, with everything going on, I think we'd just like to cancel, please." But they didn't receive that email, or they did receive it, but they weren't prioritising it because we weren't part of the people who were trying to reschedule before April. And I started having a bit of a look, you know, like you do every now and again.
Oh
You
yeah.
can have a bit of a look at the prices just to see, just to get a bit of an idea of how much it's going to cost and that sort of stuff.
That's like when I'm passing B&M and I just pop in to see what's new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I just thought, do you know what? Actually, if we're forgetting about this altogether and we're going to cancel it anyway, then why don't we look at doing it a bit cheaper and going at a different time? Because the summer holidays and everything's always going to be expensive, and that's fine. And I'm happy to pay for that, not a problem. But when I looked at February, yes, it's a bit colder, but it's literally this week it would be, or last week. So it's been a bit warmer this week. So fingers crossed it'll be a bit more on the mild side. And basically the same as what I've got now, it was $1,000 cheaper. So it seemed like a no-brainer.
$1,000, was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that including transport?
Not including transport, but
Right.
And to be fair, actually thinking about it, yeah, we've taken a bit of a hit because we're not doing full board anymore. We've put in the half board instead. But and I guess that's a few £100 difference. But still, we can go to Sequoia. We didn't want to go to Newport again, really. We've done Newport Bay, and
Sequoia's the best as well.
yeah,
I
that's
love
what I'm thinking.
it.
So yeah, that's what we've done. We've booked it. We haven't told the kids though.
Ooh, okay.
Well,
It's good
at
to be
this
told us
point-
that because
Yeah.
we could
don't.
quite happily just blurt it out.
Well, exactly, and I fully expect at some point the kids will learn of this. But I think it's quite fun to find out how long we can go without them finding out, particularly
Yeah.
when I've written the number of days on the little board in the kitchen,
Oh, I see.
and they haven't
Yeah.
noticed it yet.
It's like an observation test.
Yeah.
But also, if you tell them too early, the excitement loses steam, doesn't it?
It does.
So
Yeah, without a doubt.
it's a fine line. But then if you tell them too late, like if I think we once told Bonnie the morning she woke up and she wasn't really on board with that. She needs notice. She needs to sort of plan it herself, even though she's 6.
She's a bit like me, or maybe it's because she watches me, but she will, in the run up to holiday, she'll sit and write bucket lists and lists of rides she wants to do. She likes to pack, doesn't she? She gets a little bag out the week before. And I mean, she was very grateful for the surprise, but I think the truth's known, even at the age of 5, she would have preferred a week's notice than us going, right, bags are in the car,
and that's exactly how she put it at 5. She said, Mum, Dad, I would have preferred a week's notice, but I do appreciate the gesture.
Thanks for the thought. Well, I don't think the boys will give a monkey, so I'm kind of thinking if we can get all the way into France and to an overnight stop without them knowing, that would be quite
magical.
Fun. Yeah. So what I'd really like would be if we managed to get an overnight in one of the hotels the night before. So because what we were going to do when we were originally going to go and stay at the Disneyland Hotel next month, we'd booked a night at Cheyenne, just the hotel for the night before. So when we got there, we were going to go into the village and go to I don't know, one of them. Well, somewhere we're going to go and eat somewhere anyway. So I quite like the idea of doing that again anyway, and planning to do that and then see if we can get all the way there before they realise what's going on.
You got to be careful though, because a guy at the Eurotunnel once, Bonnie did know, but I think it was when we went at Christmas. It wasn't it, when we drove the first time? And the guy checking the passports, he went, "Disneyland, is it?" And I remembered it because I thought, what if we hadn't told her? That would be so annoying. But I'm annoyed at something that I don't need to be annoyed at because she knew, but she might not have known.
I think they'll know as soon as we get on the boat that we're going abroad. So I think we would set up the fact that we were going to France for a week, but that we're going to stay in the north of France.
What if he was really gutted that they weren't going to Asterix Town or whatever that's called? Park Asterix.
Yeah, what if he was just there for the French cuisine and the landscape, and you was like, "Oh, we've been here. I was looking forward to seeing."
I really wanted to visit the Normandy beaches, Dad. Wanted to see Omaha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. But just quickly, just so that you know, I sent them a tentative email. I just thought, you know what? They're taking ages to get back to everybody anyway. We'd had our confirmation that we were being moved to Newport Bay, but we hadn't had actual confirmation of the change of the booking yet. So I just sent them a speculative email saying, look, we know that this is happening. We haven't heard anything yet. This is what I've priced up. Can we change it? And I thought they're going to be weeks to get back to me because they haven't even replied to the other email yet. And they replied the same day. So they dealt with it pretty quickly.
It'll be a different department,
probably,
member of staff, probably. You'll be classed as a new booking if you're sending that, won't you?
That's it, yeah.
Even though you're a rebooking, you know.
Yeah. The other bonus is we've paid a hefty bit of deposit already because the deposit for the old holiday was quite a lot more than the deposit for this one, so that's quite good.
Yeah, that'll feel nice when it gets paid off.
It will. So there you are. That's what we're doing.
But there's going to be no UK visitors this Easter to Disneyland Paris. That presumably is a blow to Disneyland Paris, but not unexpected because nobody can travel definitely before the 17th of May. So they're opening on, is it the 6th of April or something? They're opening earlier. No, I had bookings for the 6th of April that I've cancelled. They're opening like the 2nd of April. So there's going to be a month at least without any UK visitors going. So I don't know how the rest of continental Europe's fixed, but they're going to be a bit thin. But that's going to bring us on to our awful situation. This is like the best worst case scenario possible. I just want to give you a breakdown. This is not Disneyland Paris, this is Florida, but guys, you've got to let me rant. You've got to. He has said not before the 17th of May. We are due to fly on the 21st of May. That's 4 days later. Now, we had totally made peace with cancelling. And I had looked at availability for the Polynesian using our DVC points for October. Now, I think I've explained this before. DVC points have got this 7-month window for booking, and you've got to be very quick when you book. You've got to sort of be on there on the computer in the morning for 7 months if you want these hard to get rooms. So the people who were going with, I said, look, we're looking at the 19th of October. So by the 19th of March, we need to have made a decision. And I said, and we're swaying towards no. They were very disappointed because I don't think they're going to be able to move the holiday, so it's a now or never kind of thing for them. And then this awful carrot got sewn to this awful stick that is, they're going to open it 4 days before we go. But that depends on so many things. It depends on the US border opening. It depends on vaccines. There's going to be some kind of caveat. It's either going to be testing within 72 hours or, like I say, having both vaccines or quarantining or something like that. And we don't know what it is. BA have now cancelled all flights up to the 12th of May. And decisions are going to be made by the Prime Minister on the 12th of April. But for us, the best thing they could do on the 12th of April is say that they're not flying on the 17th of May, because then we would know a month in advance. But what is more likely is that he will say that's going ahead on the 17th of May, and then all the other factors will be unknown. And we could end up a week, 3 days before we're due to fly and not know if we're going or not. And it's just a nightmare. And like I say, we've got another family kind of relying on us to go, not just because we want to go together and we're really looking forward to going together, but because they're using our DVC points for a 2-bedroom villa. So if we cancel, they don't have a hotel. So it's a bit awkward in that respect. And also they're in the same situation. They don't know if they're going. Now, just to put salt in that wound, this all would have been fine, annoying, but fine. Because DVC, ever since the pandemic, there's lots of rules around the points, what you can and can't do. And if you cancel within 30 days, you don't get those points put back into your account. They go into holding, which means you can book other holidays, but only within a 60-day window. So I could only book today for April. That's the furthest ahead I'd be allowed to book using holding points. Very difficult to get any availability. You don't want your points to go into holding. And the other thing is, any points you've borrowed from last year don't go back into next year. Now, they scrapped all those rules for the pandemic. The day after Boris's announcement, we got an email saying that they were going to reinstate all the original rules on the 30th of April, which is terrible timing. So if we don't cancel before the 30th of April, awful things. We've just lost we haven't lost all these points, but we're left with these points that we have to use within a certain time frame, and we're not able to fly, and it's really put us in the worst situation. The sensible thing to do would be to cancel right now, but like I say, we've got situations. It's just a nightmare. I have to get this off my chest. Hugh's getting antsy because I'm going on, but it's a really, really difficult situation to be in. But the best case scenario is that we go. So I have to hold on to the fact that this announcement is good in a way, because it does mean that we could be going, which previously we didn't think we could. What do you think, Chris?
There's a lot to take in.
I know.
It's a horrible situation to be in. There's just all these dates say, it's no sooner than, isn't it? It's not. Yeah. It's not on that day. They could postpone it a week. They could postpone it 5 days. All those different things.
I think we're going to end up postponing it, and it would just like even if we did manage to go May, what is it, 27th, 21st. Like I wouldn't feel bad if we'd moved it back a bit, because just take all the pressure off. Even if we managed to go on the 21st, we would still be going, is this okay, guys? Is this all right?
It's going to be that we won't feel settled or happy until we sat on the plane, because there will definitely be mandatory testing. If nothing else, there'll definitely be mandatory testing. And if you're in a situation 48 hours before your holiday where you're taking a test and crossing your fingers that it comes back negative and all that thing, it's not even like somebody gives us a thumbs up the week before and we're like, great, we can pack and be happy. It won't even be like that. It'll be stomach churning terribleness until the moment you sat on the plane. And even then, you have to get to the other side. What if they want to have testing the other side?
Mark says DVC equals damn, vice-like catastrophe.
That's a nice.
It's going to sound like
thank
I regret buying this, but I really, really don't. I mean, the possibilities we're looking at, this is just, even if we were booked for August, it wouldn't feel like this. This is just the worst date of the whole year to be flying on, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's check in with the chat because we missed that. And, it's all bubbling away here.
Is it? Go on, tell me what's bubbling.
Well, I'll tell you who we got Mark Chester.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Where's the other Mark? Is he missing? Helen Macro's here, Hannah Marie, Susie, Andrew Palmer.
Who thinks that we're going to go on
Chris
holiday?
Fletcher's here.
I am there.
Did I say
showing this
then?
again?
Did I get everybody? I think I did.
Just in case anyone missed it at the beginning, Chris, repeat the giveaway.
If you would like this poster, then write in the chat to say that you would like it, and I will add you to the Wheel of Fortune, and you might win it at the end of the show.
Hey, it's worth it just to be on the Wheel of Fortune.
Absolutely. But if you're watching this slightly delayed and the live chat's still there, if it's after like 9:20, you've probably left it too late to be involved.
Yeah. Should it be called the Wheel of Fortune cookie because it's Mulan?
If you like.
Yeah. That's not culturally insensitive, is it?
Did you hear that then?
Yeah, what was that?
It was my echo.
Siri?
It was my echo. Oh. It was the other one. I'm not going to say her name because she'll start talking to me again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My Siri does that every so often. Can I just ask the people in the chat, who thinks that we're going on holiday in May?
Well, Susie says for the sake of her mental health, she'd have to cancel. Andrew Palmer says for him, it's not about the rules here. It's what's happening in the US and France.
Yeah.
Vaccination rates are behind the UK and rules will be in place. I think, we have said like Biden's pretty strict, isn't he, compared to that idiot that
I think he's got something to prove now because he's said he's going to get the virus under control, so he can't appear weak, can he?
Yeah, and like on the one hand, people are like, we've been invited to a dinner party, and people going to festivals, and we're kind of going, oh, guys, calm down. But then at the same time, we're still planning on a holiday. But I think I'd feel a little bit easier as well if we pushed it back a bit, just so we weren't being hypocritical.
I'm talking myself out of it now. I was getting all excited that we were going. I'd kind of like, well, we've decided.
That's what this show's about.
I'm just going to look at.
Killing Lucy's dreams.
Well, it was when we talked to our friends who were going with, and they were so disappointed they really wanted us to go. I'm like, no, do you know what? I'm thinking positive. We are going, and so I've spent the last sort of week planning stuff and restaurant lists and stuff. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I wish we were going in October.
Yeah, but they were saying, it doesn't hurt just to just wait, just to find out a bit more. Because we'll know a bit more in the coming days.
Let me tell you something weird about that is that we're going on holiday with 3 friends. You're not actually allowed to meet up in another household until the 17th of May either. So we won't be able to get around each other's houses and plan this holiday.
We might be able to get in the garden.
Until the day that we go.
Point. Won't be allowed in the garden at some point. Yeah.
From the end of March, we can sit in the garden. But how bonkers is that? We think we can fly transatlantically together, but we won't sit in each other's kitchens.
There's an easy solution to this, though. What we do is we tell them that they need to join this show every week and start getting involved in the chat.
Plan with us.
Yeah, exactly. They can do it all on here in front of everybody.
Yeah.
That seems like a logical answer to me.
Oh, the stress. Right, let's take that away. Let's remove that burden from our shoulders and let's go on to this week's discussion. So this week's discussion is Disneybounding, and I am going to hand over to my beautiful Huey to explain.
Well, shows about Disneybounding, right? So we thought we'd start with what is it? So here's a potted history of it as I understand it. Now, there was a blogger called Leslie Kay, and she started a Tumblr in 2013, I believe, that was called Disneybound, which literally meant that she was bound for Disney. She was going there. She was planning on going. Now, I've got conflicting reports. Either she was just doing a general blog, and then she started to focus on the sort of fashion and now these outfits, or she might have just been doing it about the outfits all along. So I'm not sure exactly. Don't matter. Basically, she was bound for Disney, and then she started posting these outfits, and then the term Disneybounding caught on, and I didn't actually know that until today.
Wow.
The Disneybounding was like it, meant something else, but they applied it to what she was creating. So, so for anyone who doesn't know, I'm pretty sure everyone does who's listening to this, but just briefly, it's a way of being dressed up for Disney, but in a subtle and stylish way that means you can't get turned away from the park by being in costume, because as we know, Disney's going to have tight controls over its characters, and you can't have some middle-aged guy from Middlesbrough rocking up in a cheap Tigger onesie and potentially posing for pictures. It ruins, the brand and the experience of the guests. So strict rules about not dressing up, not to be confused with cosplay. And we'll probably come on to that in a bit, because some of the outfits I wear would come under cosplay. And I know that because when I've bought them, they've been called cosplay, but I've worn them as Disney bounds. So as you can tell from, now I'm wearing a bit of a Disney bound now. So I've got a Mike Wazowski t-shirt on. It's a bit of it's possibly a little bit of a cheat, this one. And I've got my Monsters University blue hat on. It's not that common to wear sort of a Disney, branded item. It's normally a bit more
subtle,
a bit more a bit cleverer than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've got this t-shirt with a big Mike Wazowski face on and a Monsters Inc. cap, and you're good to go. Like, everyone knows what it is. But then Lucy, people might not realise she's dressed as.
I'm going to let them guess.
Okay.
I'm going to let Chris guess. I'm going to describe my outfit for the listeners, and then they can guess. I have to say, it's always just a suggestion of the character, and I actually do this on a weekly basis. And me and Bonnie make a game outfit. I'm permanently Disneybounding, but you might never know because it's quite subtle. So I'm wearing a white dress, and I've got a black t-shirt underneath it. So I've got black long sleeves, so black arms, white dress.
Maybe brown arms normally.
Yeah, brown would be better, but I didn't have a long sleeve brown t-shirt. I've got a necklace that forms a black button. I would like actually to get 2 more rings.
Susie's guessing penguin.
At the end of it.
Susie's guessing penguin.
And then I've got an orange headband. I'm not a penguin. Olaf. The button is key.
Cruella de Vil, says Mark.
So have another little look. Chris, can we have the not split screen?
Oh gosh, you're asking for technical stuff now. Goodness me. There you are.
There we go. So ideally, I'm going to try and get another couple of rings and sort of tie them to the bottom of here for when I go in the parks. But for day to day, I quite like just having the one.
Yeah, that's cool.
There you go. So that is an Olaf Disneybound.
Chris,
that you can wear any day.
Chris is Disneybounding.
I'm doubly Disneybounding actually, because
he's
said
and
about
you're
this.
a
I've never done
Disneybound
it.
virgin, aren't you?
I am. So
Chris is bound, and rebounding, as the Pixar show goes.
My family did this for me actually. Now the first one I think is very subtle, and deep cuts. The second one is probably more on the cosplay side of things actually. But this is my first one. As you can see, there's no point me standing up because it's literally this hoodie and this colour. And my son Oliver said I had to wear this on the show tonight. Any guesses for who I might be?
Are you Pascal?
No.
He's wearing a green hoodie, listeners.
It's not green. It's not green.
I'd say it was grey or beige.
It's more beige, yeah. I should probably have some brown on here as well, but I don't have anything. I didn't have anything brown that I could use.
Ooh, I don't know.
See, I'm stumped because that genuinely looks green to me.
It's
Are you Brother Bear?
No, it's from everyone's favourite Dark Age animated classic.
Oh, are you that thing
Gurgi?
Yeah.
Gurgi.
That thing.
Gurgi. Okay.
Ollie was desperate for me to dress as Gurgi.
Guesses of Jedi Knight and Obi-Wan from Mark, and Lion King from Susie, but no.
Yeah.
Gurgi. Actually, Mark was saying that Julie loves my baseball cap, but he reckons it's a bad hair day. It's actually both.
Yeah.
It becomes a bad hair day.
Get that. Do you want to see my second one?
It's better since I've had a hat on it because it's.
I do.
I'm just trying to think how I can do this subtly, so you don't. It's going to be given away very, very quickly. This, I think.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now that's a good one, Chris.
Right.
Just for listeners,
Hang
we can't forget there are people listening. Chris has just unveiled. Right, I need to explain this quick. Chris has just unveiled. He's taken his beige hoodie off, and he's got a blue stripy polo neck T-shirt on, and then out of nowhere he pulled a red hat out. What kind of hat would you call that?
It's a bobble hat.
A bobble hat, and popped it on. I mean, it's quite obviously Smee.
Very good.
Very good. That's a good look, actually, Chris.
Yeah. Now, I am wearing shorts as well, which he does, but I haven't got my lighter blue ones on, which because I couldn't be bothered getting changed, basically. But I put this on and thought, this would work. This would absolutely work.
Absolutely,
I might even get on Peter Pan's flight.
Yes.
Now, the original goal for this show, Chris, was because we're old hats at it now. Old hats or old hands?
Both. Easy.
Right. So we're gonna choose an outfit each for you, Chris, and then you're gonna do one as well. But by the looks of it, you've got this anyway. So
nailed it.
So
honestly,
we're gonna dress you 3 times, and by the looks of it, yours might be the best. Actually, no, I think mine's the best. But we'll see.
Cool. What happens next then?
Well, we've got some photos
We do.
of previous Disneybounds that me and Hugh have done.
Yes.
So
now this first one is me in a stripy red T-shirt. Now we wore this because there's another picture of the 3 of us dressed as pirates. Because we were there for the Pirate and Princess season.
Yeah.
So I'll have that one. So that's us in front of the Pirates of the Caribbean sign. Bonnie's a pirate. We've got, we're just pirates basically. I'm just wearing a stripy T-shirt.
I had some red trousers on and a stripy T-shirt and a bandana.
If you go back to that previous one, this is me in a stripy red and white T-shirt, and I realised going past the Small World queue that's the same tops as the cast members wear. So I quickly leapt in confidently. You get that holiday confidence. I wouldn't do this anyway. So I ran up and I was like, "Can I get a picture, guys?" And then there's a woman at the back who jumped in, and she's just a random park guest. So there's 4 of us in a row, all wearing red and white striped T-shirts, and the one at the back is my hero because she leapt in at the last minute and was like, she just piled in, and I was like, "Brilliant, get in!" So yeah, it's a great picture.
Can I tell an additional story about that T-shirt?
So this is one that doubles up as a Small World cast member outfit as well as a generic pirate one.
When we were it's a Florida story again, I'm afraid, but they've got an attraction there called Monsters Laugh Floor that's a little bit like Stitch's Great Escape.
Yeah.
And but the idea is that the monsters are stand-up comedians, but they interact with people in the audience.
And I always want to get picked out, and then I did.
It's a big theatre. It's a bigger theatre than Stitch's Great Escape. And they were talking to another guy and they said, "Do you like games? Do you like playing Where's Wally?" And then whoever was operating the camera on the big screen managed to go whoop to Hugh. So everyone would be playing Where's Wally with the audience, and you'd had forgotten you were even wearing that T-shirt.
Yeah, they're like, "Look, I found Wally."
Oh, it's Waldo. Sorry, it was American. Do you like playing Where's Waldo?
So I sort of pretended that I'd lost my hat, and it was a good time.
Oh, the jinx. Yeah. The jinx.
So that's a really easy one you can do.
Yeah.
Striped T-shirt, as Chris and I demonstrated there. Bonnie's got
that. Just go back one more time, Chris. Sorry. This brings them on to another thing, in that I don't think you have to Disneybound a character. If you go into the parks, we sometimes quite like to just Disneybound themes. We might Disneybound Adventureland, or Disneybound Animal Kingdom, or Disneybound whatever. Like we did go to the Flower and Garden Festival and I wear a big flowery dress and flowers in my hair. It's just getting into the spirit.
And I've got loads of shirts. Video is forthcoming. I'm going to talk you through all my park shirts.
Dinosaur shirts.
I've got dinosaur shirts for Animal Kingdom, Dinoland USA, and generic jungly ones. And I've got one that's a bit John Lasseter, dare I say his name? For like Tomorrowland type of thing. Anyway, so.
Cool. Next.
So what else have we got? Oh, this is Disney World, and this is us. Well, I want to describe it for the listeners, but also I want people to guess. But I think it's pretty obvious what we are. It's Little Mermaid, Flounder, and Sebastian. You can't tell, but that red T-shirt I'm wearing, it does have some. It has 2 lobster claws on it. and I've got red shorts on. Lucy's got a lovely yellow dress with a blue band, and then she's actually got a flounder bag to complete the look, and a blue headband. And Bonnie's got...
And some, I can't see turquoise pearls I've got on that, turquoise beads, I should say.
And Bonnie's wearing a purple lilac dress, and then she's got, we've got these trousers for her that are like, they've got like fish scale effect on them. So cool little outfit. So we wore that to the Magic Kingdom.
Now, I just want to talk about that for another tip.
Animal Kingdom.
Anybody who's wanting to Disneybound and enjoys Disneybound thinks next time they go to park might Disneybound. My biggest tip is you need to be comfortable because you're in a park, and you need to wear what you would normally wear to the park. I.e., Hugh would normally wear shorts and a t-shirt. So wearing red shorts and red t-shirt is no biggie. Now, I had wanted to do a Belle Disneybound. I wanted to do a Flounder Disneybound. So I looked everywhere for a yellow dress, and I found that one, and it was cheap. But if take my arms away, it's taffeta, it's boned, it's the kind of thing you would wear to a wedding. It was itchy, it was uncomfortable, it was tight, it was falling down because it was strapless. It was a terrible, terrible idea. So it looks great on photos. I've got several photos of me wearing it. Like I say, I wore it 2 days in a row because I was Belle and I was Flounder, but I will never do that again. And I will always prioritise being comfortable over the end result.
I will say for listeners as well, these pictures are on Twitter in a thread with the hashtag 37 Disney Street Bound. So you can find all these pictures that we're talking about if this is annoying. Right. We've got a handful more.
There's a lot more to go through, yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, is there? Sorry.
Yeah, we'll rattle through. Now, this is the first time we went, and it's this is probably the most I've put into one costume. Can anyone guess what this is? Yeah. I'll describe it while we're guessing. Chris can. I've got pixelated glasses on, so they look like 8-bit glasses. So I had to wear contacts, and then they're just like costume ones. I've got a brown belt on, like a standard brown belt on some jeans. I've got a white T-shirt, which I've stenciled myself, Hammer Time on it, because I couldn't find a decent Hammer Time T-shirt. I've got like a blue workman's shirt, but it's open. And then I've got this was a little finishing touch, was a little golden hammer pin, which I've just attached somewhere on me, probably my jacket. So
any guesses?
Well, Manchester says Wreck-It Ralph, half point there. Or Susie, Fix It Felix. Fix It Felix Jr. Susie's tip actually says, she says, my tip is invest in comfortable yellow shoes. So many characters have yellow shoes.
Yes! Yeah, I have a pair of yellow shoes for the same reason.
Yeah. But I actually wore this Fix It Felix Jr. costume to work. We had a Disneybounding day, and when we went to be judged and pick some winners in the atrium, which is the big greenhouse, one of the judges I'd never spoken to before, she turned to me and she went, "Who are you?" And I thought, well, she's judging this. I ain't got a chance now. And so I told her, and she was like, "Oh no, I don't know that." And I thought, well, that's annoying because I ain't got a chance now because the judge should know what she's judging. Come on, right? Next, I'm angry. Next. Oh, and also, look how skinny I am there.
I was looking on the other one that your face looked really skinny.
Chris and I had just done a show together called Assassins. And I remember in that show, I had to wear a vest at one point, and I was worried that I was getting a little bit podgy. And looking at this picture, I'm an absolute sliver of a man.
You are.
Slither of a man.
Slither.
Yeah. Actually, I've lost a bit of weight recently because I've been ill. So I'm actually closer to that. So it's great.
You said that it's such an upbeat way then. Actually, I've lost a bit of weight because I've been ill.
Chronic illness.
I've been quite ill since October. I had to go to the hospital on Wednesday and have minor surgery, but
right,
I've lost
who's
the
this?
weight. Right now, this is getting into into cosplay area because this shirt I'm wearing at the top is clearly Nick Wilde from Zootropolis / Zootopia. And then the bottom half is some brown trousers and some reddish brown shoes. Actually, I didn't realise he wears grey trousers. I thought he had like a fox-like legs or something, but
I don't think anyone would pull you up on it.
I would have said you were right there. So.
And I was wearing glasses, but I actually coloured them in with my finger on my phone to depict shades. And Bonnie is next to me posing with her shades, but as a little Snow White. Now she is just in costume because kids can dress up.
Yes.
Susie says, "Look how tiny Bonnie is." Oh my God.
Oh no, just don't.
Mark Riley's here. He says,
he
says you were both in a show called Assassins.
We were
We were a musical.
Johnny Booth is a handsome devil.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Boss, I would do that again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and in fact, it was a new entry, like definitely a top 5 show, maybe even top 3. I loved it.
Next one.
Right.
Next
one. Yeah. Let's get through them. Right, this is what I'm wearing now.
That's Bonnie looking tiny.
Yeah.
So
that's what you're looking now. So I'm going to talk about mine there. This is what I would recommend you wear to the park. Something genuinely comfortable you can enjoy 34-degree days in. But I looked everywhere for something the right colour and the right pattern to try and be Sully, because I knew that Bonnie wanted to be Boo. And
we haven't said to listeners that we're Monsters Inc.
Oh, sorry, we're Monsters Inc.
Don't forget the listeners.
In front of the Monsters Inc. black floor in Disneyland Paris. Hugh is wearing his green Mike Sully t-shirt and his hat. Bonnie is wearing a pink t-shirt and purple leggings. And she's only 3 in that picture.
So she's got a t-shirt of like a 5-year-old.
Oh, no, she's 2, isn't she, in that picture?
Yes, she's nearly 3. And we got a little ugly doll toy. She's got loads of them. So we've got the one that's closest to something the Boo would have. She's got little lilac things. Oh, and I even got the exact same pink hair ties, with the little plastic balls on them.
Bubbles.
They took some finding as well. That they did. You won't believe it. So like Bonnie's like on point, whereas we're bounding. But Lucy, is Sully.
So I've just got a turquoise sundress, the cheapest kind of thing. I think I got it off Groupon. You can often get those easy things. But what I did was I got a violet Sharpie and I did tiny dots in concentric circles. And then I got some surgical spirit and a pipette and dropped it onto the dots, and it spreads out and it looks like fur. And so I've got these purple, and it took me blooming ages. But what you're looking at there, all you can see is a blue dress with purple spots. But if you look closely, the effect's really good, isn't it? And it's kind of got this tie-dye effect. Now, the thing is that when I washed it, when I got home, they faded. And so I did it all again to go on another trip because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that Disneybound with the 3 of us so much, but I just don't think I've got the heart to do it a 3rd time because every time I wash the dress, they disappear to the point where it's not worth it. And I've also got a turquoise trilby with a purple band round. I just want to do a mention of that. You may or may not know, but I've struggled with alopecia for the last 20 years, basically, since I was 16, 17. And that's why I'm always wearing headbands and things like that. I like my head to be as covered as possible because I often have patches, and I get sunstroke quite easily, or I get ill in the sun because I've not much hair covering my head. So I always have to try and I'd love to wear ears in the park, but unless it's winter.
You can get one of those original ones that's like a skull cap.
Yeah, I've thought of doing that. But I always have to incorporate sun hats and bandanas and things like that into my Disneybound, which is an extra challenge, but worth it.
Susie says that's some commitment. She's also asking if we're going to be doing producers, because we were due to do it last summer, weren't we, Chris?
We were.
Reprising our roles from when we did it in 2013. And then Mark Riley started singing Prisoners of Love.
The skies above.
Yeah, I hope we get to do that again.
I do as well, but it looks like it'll be at least 2022 before it happens. And I think it'll be re-auditioned as well, which means we might not get the parts again. I mean, we might.
I'm on the panel, guys.
Right,
no nepotism.
Next. It also helps if you pose for your Disneybounds in front of the appropriate place. That we do.
Yeah.
This is the nerdiest one. This is the nerdiest one. This is pure dorky. I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse t-shirt, a big black t-shirt with a big white Mickey Mouse face on it, red shorts, and then I've got a black hat. Instead of wearing some Mickey ears, I've got a black baseball cap with some ears stuck to it that I got from Etsy. I could have made it myself, to be fair. And Lucy's similar, but with a mini outfit.
And my comfortable yellow shoes, Susie. Have a little look there.
You're totally owning it, by the way, there, guys. The geekness.
That's one that I'm a little more wary of showing at work, because that is dorky. If I don't have the hat on, it's not as bad. And actually, what I do now is I usually just tie the hats to a belt loop and just have it hanging, and don't tend to use them very often.
And stick it on for photos and stuff.
And that's us at Cheyenne. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I don't think I did. I was on about the comfortable yellow shoes, but that's why I love Disney, Chris. That's why I love Disney, because I really feel I truly believe we should be able to break out into pre-choreographed dance routines in the middle of the street, and that should be a thing. And in Disney, you can, and no one cares.
Those
I
shorts are
skipped down Main Street.
tight,
No one
aren't they?
cares.
They are.
Oh, sure. You can see what I've had for breakfast. Right,
Yeah.
next. Have we got many left?
Oh, this is my
it
Daisy.
just a couple
Maybe
left?
2 more, I think.
Yeah.
Right, really quickly, white dress, purple cardigan, yellow tights, pink shoes, yellow hat that looks like a beak.
Yeah, it's like a hat that's like a specific rim shape. That's like, you can't tell from the picture, but it's all up front and less around the back. So not like a baseball cap, but there's still a bit at the back, but it focuses most up front to look like a beak.
Now that's a great Disney bound. It's really, really good. And if it was
If you do say so yourself.
if it was 20, well, what I'm going to say is if it was 24 degrees, that would have been fine. It's quite light, it's quite airy. Unfortunately, that day was 34 degrees. It was the hottest day. And we queued to meet Donald so I could have my photo with Donald.
and I
And
didn't-
I
was cross.
it was really cross because there was no shade. It was like standing.
Do you know when you're
Under a
like 2 away and then
sunshade.
Donald goes for a break?
But it was baking hot. And so I wore it as long as I had the photo. I had my photo taken in front of the fountain, and then I went in the toilets and got
I
changed.
thought you were saying cried.
No, I think I'd already knew it was going to be too hot for that outfit that day, and it was the last day. So I took a lighter outfit with me, but I couldn't wear it for more than half an hour.
You're posing by the fountain outside
Plaza Gardens.
Yeah. Mark Riley's saying he would vote for you if you were around for a local office dressed like that. I think he was talking about when I was Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that's what the world needs.
And is this the last one?
This is the last one, yeah.
We've got loads more of these.
Comfortable yellow shoes.
That we've not even like included here because we don't have time. But
We do a post on the website and share it out.
Yeah, we could like do a whole feature, couldn't we?
Yeah.
This is, for me, this is the OG Disney bound. This was the first one I planned, the first one I bought, and I think probably the first, once I'd learned that Disneybounding was a thing, this was the first one I wore into the parks.
Which is?
And I felt like an absolute goddess. It is a blue bodysuit, yellow culottes, and a red headband, and a red cardigan, but the cardigan came off pretty quickly.
No, but what are you?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Oh.
I am
Well, it's pretty obvious because
I'm Snow White.
Bonnie's dressed as Snow White next year holding a red apple.
I'm Snow White. I also had a big red floppy sun hat, like very Saint-Tropez kind of thing. And I got absolutely cooed over by some teenage girls. They stopped and they nudged. They must have thought I was French and they were English. And then, oh, look, she's like a modern day Snow White. Oh, that's amazing, look. And you know when you hear something like that and you carry on walking like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You pretend you haven't heard them.
yeah, pretend you haven't heard like, oh, Billy, merci.
I only hear abuse when people talk about me.
Chris,
Walking
if
down
you
the
were
street.
dressed as Smee as you are now in the park, you would get some good comments.
Yeah,
I'd see you and I'd go, that's cool.
It's worth it for the cast member interaction when you're Disney bounding.
I need a better
Now-
hat, but I will totally
That's-
do this when I go in February.
That's a good but that's a good point from Lucy as well, that it improves your experience in the park.
Yeah.
If if you want a quiet time of it, don't. but you're gonna get loads more cast interactions, and passers-by are gonna talk to you, and it just makes for it's more of an experience. It's more of a day
It's
out.
more fun having the photos taken with characters. You find the character you're dressed as, you do a little thing. And in the question of have we got loads more of these, I have never been in a Disney park in the last 5 years without Disney bounding. Every single day I'm a different character.
Lucy even dressed as a Disney bound as a penguin, and then
Birds.
randomly Bert came out with penguins, and we've never seen that before. We didn't plan it. He was just there, and she was dressed as a penguin. And
It was brilliant.
And like that must be really nice for them, for the characters when they see someone who's actually.
We did a little dance together. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, just with that in mind, and I know this is a long show, so I'm going to rattle these off. With me still thinking I'm going in May, this is my Disney planning book. And 2 days ago, before I even knew we were doing this show, because this show was Hugh's idea, I planned my outfits for the May holiday. So would you like to hear them? Yes, I know you would. I'm not even going to stop to
Go
say
for it.
So the first day we do the mini dress. I've got a classic mini dress. That's standard, yellow shoes. Then I've got my Donald one, which is white trousers, blue t-shirt with yellow ribbon and a red bow on it. I've got a Pluto Disneybound, which is a mustard pantsuit with a green necklace. I've got a Lilo and Stitch dress, which isn't technically a bound, but it's a gorgeous dress. And then I've got R2-D2 to go to Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to leave that as a surprise because I'm going to do a video about it. I've got an Andy's Room Disneybound, which is just a blue dress with white clouds on it to go to Pixar.
Nice.
And yeah. I've got a flower pot dress because we're going to the Flower and Garden Festival. And then these are the ones, that's what I've already got in my wardrobe. These are the ones that need bits buying for them, that are under construction. An Aurora one, which is just a pink thing, but with the accessories. Pinocchio, because I've got my Pinocchio lounge fly that I want to take. So I've got a red skirt, yellow top, blue bow tie, etc. Bert, because I've got the penguin handbag, I want to construct a Bert one using my white trousers. So I want a red and white striped top. I want to do Daisy again, but I want to weatherproof it. So you've already seen my Too Hot Daisy. I'm going to do a lighter purple tie top and some yellow leggings instead of yellow tights and try and make that a bit more doable because it's a good bound, wasn't wearable. I've got an Ariel Disneybound planned, which is a purple top and a green skirt. And then I've got a Tiki Room dress and an orange bird dress, which are just what they are. So there you go. So those are up and coming. That's for May. Yay!
Cool.
Right, are we going to do our hypothetical?
Well, Chris hasn't spoken for a while. Have you got anything to add, Chris? No. Right, good.
No. Do you know what? When you were showing your pictures, I realised that my microphone wasn't actually activated on that screen. So I was just playing around making my microphone work while you waffled.
Right,
and then eventually it fixed and it was working okay.
Cool.
Good. Right. We want to dress you, Chris, now. So
okay.
We've chosen an outfit for you.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
Well, I've just kind of teased one of mine. So I'm going to dress you as R2-D2 using the basic template that I'm going to use when I go, but I'm going to make it boy wise. So you're going to have white crop trousers or shorts, and then you're going to have an oversized royal blue and white striped t-shirt. Now, I'm not going to give you a silver sports bra. When I do it, I'm going to cut the neck out of my t-shirt and have a silver sports bra showing. You might not want that, so you can leave it as a t-shirt.
Okay.
But we're going to sew a patch on here, which has got a big red button on it, and then some horizontal black stripes there. And then you're going to have a silver baseball cap, again with a red, an off-center red button on it, and a couple of beep bop 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 bops.
Red?
Yeah, he's got a red.
Blue.
He's got a red dot. He has. I'm going to get a picture of him while you talk. So that's your R2-D2.
That sounds cool.
Chris.
Yeah, do that.
I've got a bit of a formal one actually for you, Chris.
Oh.
Someone was just saying in the chat, who was it? It was Mark Riley was saying, do you bring a Pantone swatch book with you when you're buying bounding clothes? And this is the thing, this is what I enjoy about it is trawling through the internet looking, or going into charity shops and just seeing that perfect mustard colour, that sort of slightly golden colour for Pluto. You know what I mean? You're just like, and as soon as you see it, you're like, yes, that's it. Because I once dressed as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and when I found that green T-shirt, I was like, yes, that's the green I need.
Or sometimes it happens the other way around, because you tend to need block colours, and sometimes you see an item of clothing that's a block colour, and you think that's the exact same colour as Rapunzel.
Right. He's got a red light.
He's got a red laser in the middle of him.
Cool.
Okay.
You can't really see.
Right. So, Chris, this is a formal one that you could perhaps wear on, a nice dinner at Waltz.
Okay.
Yeah, with Laura. So, I'll tell you who it is first. It's Jose Carioca. Right. And I'm going to dress you, Chris. I'm going to dress you in a short-sleeved yellow shirt.
Yeah.
Like quite a formal shirt.
Yeah.
I'm going to button you up right to the top there, lad.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a black bow tie. So, pretty on the nose, pretty literal translation. Green trousers, though, Chris.
Yes.
We got the green trousers. We got the black bow tie. We got the yellow shirt, right? Straw hat with a black band around it. Again, this is just something he actually wears.
Yeah.
Umbrella is optional. So is the cigar. You have to smoke that outside.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that's going to set it off, Chris. It's just going to just gonna, top it off. He's got a blue and red tail at the back, as Jose. So I'm just gonna have a red and blue pocket handkerchief hanging out of your shirt pocket there.
I love it.
And that's going to be his tail, and that's just going to and actually, that's a good look, man.
I like it. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
This is a smart, quirky outfit.
You should do that.
Yeah, I should be.
Good.
Well, it's Chris's now. I should get it for him for his birthday.
Do you know, if you told me at 15 years old that I'd marry a man who wanted to come to Disneyland and Disneybound with me everywhere, I would have been so happy. I'm so happy now.
So, well, good. I'm just rattling on. Chris, now that you're well versed in all this, and you've had a good go yourself there, as me, what would you like to bound as, and how are you going to do it?
Well, I'll definitely give this a go. But this is the football bobble hat that they've actually turned inside out because it's yellow on the outside. I mean, as well. So I need a better hat for it. But I don't know. It needs to be subtle for me. I think I don't want to stand out too much. So probably doing this wouldn't be a great idea. I think maybe what I have to do is next time we go in February, I give it a go one day and see how it makes me feel. And if I feel really uncomfortable, then I won't do it again. And if I enjoy it, then I'll see where the mood takes me, I guess.
Day 3, feathers.
I do like the idea of the kind of formal wear, though, even though it's quite brightly coloured and stuff.
There's the Dapper Day, isn't there? Which is like Disneybounding on steroids.
Yeah, it's like Ascot, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all that kind of... Yeah, everyone goes in the absolute...
What's the deal with that? It's not strictly bounding, though, is it? It's just, you just dress up smart, don't you? But then also people will bound with it.
And the thing is, it's just a normal day in the parks. There's going to be a lot of people there who don't know anything about Disney or Dapper Day or anything. If they turn up on it, it's sometime in June, I think. They turn up and there's loads of people, like in literally some people wear top hats and tails, but in different colours. And it's absolutely amazing. Cool. It's like a...
but yeah. So,
fabulous.
As you were saying.
Hang
on, it's not finished.
I have really. Yeah.
Have you?
I like the... I do like the idea of it. I'm just... The whole idea of planning it all that you get really excited about, Lucy, probably doesn't excite me quite as much. I just want it to happen.
Hang on, so...
For those things to exist, so...
So what did you dress as? I think I missed it.
I didn't ask anything.
No, he didn't. No. He just said he might give it a go, but he hasn't committed.
Oh, you've not committed to a character?
I haven't committed to a character.
Oh, I forgot, because you doing that was you dressing up now.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to dress as someone next week? I can do.
No. The original thing was we were each going to theoretically dress you.
Yeah.
But I forgot that we chatted before this, and you've already done it for real. So that's why I'm confused.
Can I just address something? Because somebody asked about Disneybounding in the winter.
Yes, they did.
I have warmer dresses and outfits that I wear under my coat, but of course I don't get an airing, which is a problem. But if you've got a plain coloured coat, just use it. I had a green coat and I had a slightly different coloured green scarf, and then I put a white bobble on, and I said that I was Pascal.
It was themed _history, and they said need some bounding tips for the winter. Bounding always looks amazing when it's warm, but shove a coat and a pair of wellies on and it all goes out the window.
No, you can do it. Black coat, purple gloves, purple scarf, you're Maleficent.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're more limited, because if you need a coat for each bound, then you got to be more creative. Like if you can do it all with one coat, then you're all right. But it can be more expensive, which is why I don't tend to bother in the winter. I've got a cosplay Han Solo hoodie. Cosplay is different. That's like pretty much fancy dress, isn't it?
I think it can be done. I would just wear the same Disneybound all week if it was hat and scarf and coat. I probably wouldn't change. Or you can tweak things. And as long as you've got a solid colour as your coat, you'll be able to find something. You'll be able to do it somehow with your accessories. Oh, it's so much fun. I feel like I should be a Disneybounding consultant.
That's it, Manchester sums it up. A whole new dimension to experience the parks.
Yes.
I'm so up for it. So I think he says the Chester clan are going to give it a go.
Yay! And we want photos, Chester clan. We want photos.
Hugh, have you got the unicorn to hand? Because we've got a rare opportunity here.
I know.
I don't have.
It is a long one.
I don't have the unicorn of shame with me today because we use it on the classic show quite a bit because we need to keep things moving, but it's rare that we get over an hour for this, so I don't have to normally show it. So I don't have it, but I would be showing the unicorn of shame, which means we've reached an hour.
We've reached an hour, yeah, we have.
In that case, shall we skip our and finally today?
I do have the bell though.
We're going to have a little chit chat
What
about
is it?
Raya. But I think all we need to know is it's coming up next week and we're going to review it. And we're going to have a chat about trailers and things. But we do need to see, of all the people who said, me, I want the poster, you've got a little wheel there. Do you want us to vamp? Is it ready?
It's going to be a massively underwhelming wheel because only 2 people said yes. So this is almost like fighting.
No, I think that's more exciting.
Yeah. Alternate it.
Yeah, the wheel is starting shortly. That's what that meant.
The wheel is starting shortly.
Do.
Oh. Now, what Disneybound does that look like?
That's a good question.
What Disneybound? That's Mario. If that wheel was a Disneybound, it would be Mario. Oh, he's spinning it.
Andrew Palmer.
Do you know what the best thing about that
Lucky
is?
man.
The best thing about that is you don't have to put it in a tube and post it because he lives near you.
All right.
Well done,
guys.
Andrew.
Right, that was a long one, but kind of knew it would be because we had the trip report and we're very passionate about the Disneybounding. When I'm done with my DVC videos, which I think I've got 2 more to do, I'm going to do a series on Disneybounds. I'm going to try them on, show you them, talk about the accessories because I've got so many. But thank you for joining us today.
Do we want to mention Luca though?
Well, not Luca, Raya.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about Luca.
We were going to talk about the Luca trailer, weren't we?
Oh, sorry.
Looks
I
all
don't
right.
know say because I haven't seen it, but
I have.
I think
all
I think let's talk about it another week because it's gone quite long now and
we can do it on the Raya
it's not
episode,
going
can't we?
anywhere.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
we can.
It'll sit nice in the Raya episode.
It will do.
We're also trying to work out where we can fit in a Wonder episode, aren't we? WandaVision episode.
Yeah,
yeah.
we might have to do an extra one because we've got Raya and WandaVision finishing next week, so we've got a couple of things.
We're loving WandaVision. Is there anything in the chat before I wrap up, Huey?
Andrew Palmer says woohoo, and Matt Chester says no.
Fair enough. Right, okay, we are going to go now. We're going to go and record a quiz show. If you fans are checking out our 37 Quizney Street, it is released the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of every week, so it'll be released this Wednesday. We've got our classic show next week, we've just mentioned, will be our review of the new classic Raya and the Lost Dragon. Did we decide it was Raya or is it Raya?
It's Raya, isn't
halfway.
it? Raya.
Yeah, Raya.
Raya.
That thing you do at parties where you're not entirely sure of someone's name and you go, over there, stood next to Raya.
Next to this
dragon film.
Next to this pie animal.
So, like, subscribe, leave a review on iTunes if you're listening on there. Comment below if you've any thoughts on the Disneybounds or if you've got any good ideas for ones yourself. If you want to support the show with the little bits that we do have to lay out on a regular basis, we have a Patreon that you can find in the link in the description below. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
At 37 Disney Street.
At 37 Disney Street. Thank you very much. I've been Lucy. You've been great. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Look,